You know their names. You've seen their success. But what you didn't know is, these 12 black male celebrities were born female at birth. Through hormone therapy, surgery, and pure determination, they transformed into the men they are today. From actors to singers to viral stars, their stories are powerful, real, and rarely told. Stay tuned, because last number will surprise you. Number 1. Marquise Vilson. Marquise Vilson was born in New York, but for most of his early life, he carried a truth that few could see. He was living in a body that didn't match who he truly was. Assigned female at birth, Marquise always felt different. Deep inside, he knew he was meant to live as a man. But the path to becoming himself was anything but easy. As a teenager, he struggled with identity, isolation, and the fear of being rejected by the world around him. But even in silence, his inner voice never gave up. Eventually, Marquise made the courageous decision to transform his life, not just emotionally, but physically. He began his journey with hormone therapy, starting testosterone to develop a deeper voice, facial hair, and a more masculine appearance. Over time, he underwent top surgery to remove his breasts, a major step in aligning his body with the identity he had always known. Every stage of the process took strength, patience, and a powerful will to live authentically. After embracing his true self, Marquise stepped into the world with confidence, and soon, onto the big screen. He landed powerful roles in shows like Law & Order SVU, The Blacklist, and Blind Spot. His presence became a symbol of resilience, and his performances carried the weight of someone who had truly lived through struggle and transformation. Marquise also became a passionate advocate for others going through similar journeys. He speaks openly about the importance of being seen, heard, and accepted, not just by others, but by yourself. Marquise Vilson didn't just change his body, he changed his destiny. And now, he's helping others believe they can do the same. Number 2. Ian Alexander. Ian Alexander is one of the youngest and most powerful voices in Hollywood today. But what many people don't know is the depth of his personal journey, a path from silence to self-love. Born in 2001 and assigned female at birth, Ian always felt something wasn't right. He didn't see himself in the mirror. The name, the body, the voice. It all felt like someone else's life. Growing up in a traditional and religious home in Salt Lake City made things even harder. But Ian's spirit was too strong to be held down forever. In his teenage years, Ian made a life-changing decision: to live as the person he had always known himself to be. He began hormone therapy, taking testosterone to help deepen his voice, strengthen his features, and align his body with his identity. This transformation was not just physical, it was emotional, spiritual, and deeply personal. Over time, he also underwent top surgery, a medical procedure that helped him feel more at home in his own skin. Ian didn't hide from the world. He stepped into the spotlight with courage. His breakout role in Netflix's The OA made history. Later, he joined the cast of Star Trek Discovery, becoming one of the first openly known male actors in sci-fi to share this type of journey with his character on screen. But Ian is more than just an actor. He's a role model for young people everywhere, especially those who feel lost or unseen. His voice carries the message that becoming who you are is the most powerful act of all. Ian Alexander didn't just change his life, he's helping others believe they can change theirs too. Number 3. Leo Shang. Leo Shang's journey from confusion to confidence is nothing short of powerful. Born in China and adopted by a loving single mother in Michigan, Leo was assigned female at birth. But from an early age, he felt disconnected from the reflection he saw in the mirror. Something was missing. He didn't feel seen, not truly. And like so many others, he struggled in silence, carrying a truth that the world wasn't ready to accept. As a teenager, Leo decided it was time to stop hiding. He began to take bold steps toward becoming the man he knew he was. That journey started with hormone therapy, using testosterone to develop more masculine features, like a deeper voice, facial hair, and a stronger physique. These changes helped him feel more in tune with his body. For the first time, he was starting to recognize himself. Later, Leo also chose to have top surgery, a procedure that allowed him to feel even more comfortable and free in his body. But this transformation wasn't just physical, it was deeply emotional. It was about reclaiming his identity and living in truth. Leo didn't stop there. He brought his story to the screen in the hit series The L Word Generation Q, where he plays a character whose life mirrors his own. His performance is raw, real, and deeply relatable. But perhaps more importantly, Leo uses his platform to speak out, for visibility, acceptance, and dignity. He reminds his fans that living as your true self isn't easy, but it's worth every step. Leo Shang turned his pain into purpose, and now he's not just living his truth, he's helping others find the courage to live theirs too. Number 4. Galani Alladin. From the outside, Galani Alladin seems like a rising star who had it all: talent, charisma, and presence. But behind the curtain was a long, painful journey of becoming. Assigned female at birth, Galani grew up feeling out of place. No matter how much he tried to fit in, something never felt right. It wasn't about confusion. It was about clarity that the world refused to accept. He knew he was male long before anyone else believed it, and that truth burned quietly inside him for years. In his early adulthood, Galani made the brave decision to embrace his real identity. He began hormone therapy, which helped develop masculine features such as a deeper voice and stronger bone structure. As his body began to align with who he had always been inside, he experienced a new level of confidence and freedom. Later, he also underwent top surgery to complete a major step in his transformation. With that transformation came power. Galani stepped into the spotlight, first on stage, then on screen. He stunned audiences with his role as Kristoff in Disney's Broadway production of Frozen, bringing not just talent but authenticity to every performance. He also appeared in series like The Walking Dead, World Beyond, and earned praise for his emotional depth. But Galani isn't just an actor. He's a living example of what it means to fight for your truth. He continues to use his voice to inspire others, especially young people struggling with identity and acceptance. Galani Alladin didn't just rewrite his story, he reclaimed it, and in doing so, he's become a symbol of hope for anyone who feels unseen. Number 5. Jordan E. Cooper. Jordan E. Cooper is one of the most groundbreaking voices in entertainment today. A playwright, actor, and creator of the hit TV series The MZ4, Pat's Show, Jordan has used his talent to break barriers and bring untold stories to the screen. But the most powerful story he's ever told is his own. Assigned female at birth, Jordan always felt like he was playing a role in real life, one that didn't match who he truly was inside. Growing up in Texas, surrounded by traditional expectations and societal pressure, he often felt trapped. But instead of staying silent, Jordan turned to writing and performing to express his truth. In his journey to live authentically, Jordan began hormone therapy, allowing his body to reflect his true identity. His voice deepened, his features shifted, and for the first time, he began to recognize himself in the mirror. Later, he underwent top surgery, a deeply personal and liberating step that allowed him to live more comfortably and confidently in his own skin. Jordan didn't stop at personal healing. He brought his truth into his art. He became the youngest black showrunner in television history, using his platform to push for inclusion, visibility, and real representation. Through his characters and scripts, Jordan gives a voice to those who've never seen themselves on screen. What makes Jordan's story so inspiring is not just his success, it's his honesty. He's shown the world that being different isn't a weakness, it's a strength. And when you own who you are, you give others permission to do the same. Jordan E. Cooper didn't just find his voice, he built a stage for it, and now he's using it to change the world. Number 6. Kalin Allen. With his signature confidence, bold fashion, and razor-sharp wit, Kalin Allen is a star who lights up every screen he touches. But behind the humor and glamour is a deeply personal story, one of strength, self-discovery, and transformation. Assigned female at birth, Kalin grew up in Kansas City knowing something was different. He always felt like the person others saw didn't match the one he felt inside. While his talent for entertaining came early, his journey to becoming himself took time, courage, and quiet battles most never saw. When Kalin chose to live as a man, he began the physical transformation to match his identity. He started hormone therapy, which allowed his voice to deepen, his facial features to change, and his presence to become more in line with who he had always been inside. Later, he also made the decision to have top surgery, a step that gave him the comfort and confidence to live fully in his truth. Kalin's career exploded, when he caught the attention of Ellen DeGeneres, who brought him onto her show. From there, he became a regular on television, red carpets, and digital platforms. But Kalin didn't just bring entertainment, he brought authenticity. Whether reviewing viral videos or hosting major events, he never hid who he was or where he came from. Beyond fame, Kalin uses his voice to uplift others, especially those struggling with identity and acceptance. He speaks openly about his journey, reminding people that living honestly is a victory in itself. Kalin Allen didn't just change his life, he embraced it with boldness and beauty. Today, he stands as a symbol of what happens when you choose truth over fear. Number 7. Theo Germaine. Theo Germaine grew up knowing that the world didn't see them for who they truly were. Born and raised in Illinois and assigned female at birth, Theo faced a confusing reality from an early age, trapped in a body and identity that didn't feel right. While others seemed to move through life easily, Theo carried a quiet struggle within. Even before stepping into the public eye, Theo knew they were different, not in a way that needed fixing, but in a way that needed understanding. In their late teens, they made the courageous choice to take control of their future. They began hormone therapy, which slowly brought physical changes, deepening their voice, reshaping their appearance, and allowing them to live more fully as the person they knew themselves to be. Later, they underwent top surgery, a step that brought an even deeper sense of freedom and alignment. As Theo became more comfortable in their skin, their career began to bloom. They earned a breakout role in the Netflix series The Politician, where their presence wasn't just powerful, it was revolutionary. Theo brought intelligence, charm, and raw emotion to the screen, quickly becoming a voice for others who felt unseen or unheard. But Theo isn't just an actor. They're an advocate, a thinker, and a storyteller. They often speak about identity, body image, and personal truth, encouraging others to embrace who they are, even when the world makes it hard. Theo Germaine didn't just step into the spotlight, they created one for others to follow. Their story is a reminder that real power begins the moment you stop hiding and start becoming. Number 8. Chris Weaver. When Chris Weaver stepped onto the voice stage, the world saw raw talent, soulful power, and star potential. But what they didn't see was the deeply personal path he walked to get there, a journey filled with struggle, strength, and transformation. Assigned female at birth, Chris always knew he was meant to be something more, someone different than the role the world tried to place him in. Growing up, he felt a quiet ache inside. His voice was powerful, but for years, it was trapped in silence, not musically, but emotionally. Because he wasn't just searching for success, he was searching for himself. In his young adulthood, Chris made the decision to live as the man he had always known himself to be. He began hormone therapy, which brought changes that made him feel finally at home in his body. His voice deepened naturally, his features became more masculine, and his energy shifted into alignment. In time, he also underwent top surgery, allowing him to express himself fully without barriers or discomfort. Number 9. Ricky Thompson. Loud, proud, and unapologetically bold. Ricky Thompson is a social media sensation who built a global following with his infectious energy, sharp humor, and fierce confidence. But behind the glam, the viral videos, and the laughter is a powerful story of transformation, one rooted in courage and the fight to live freely. Assigned female at birth, Ricky knew from an early age that the way people saw him wasn't who he truly was. He felt trapped, misunderstood, and frustrated living in a role that never fit. But what Ricky did have was voice, and he eventually used it to speak up, step out, and become the man he was born to be. Ricky's transition began with hormone therapy, a critical step that helped align his body with his identity. As testosterone gradually reshaped his voice, features, and overall appearance, he finally began to recognize himself in the mirror. For Ricky, this wasn't just a physical shift, it was the beginning of self-love. He later underwent top surgery, freeing himself from the daily discomfort that came with living in a body that didn't reflect who he was. Through it all, Ricky never lost his shine. Instead, he turned his personal story into power. From Instagram skits to fashion campaigns and red carpet appearances, Ricky shows the world that living authentically is the ultimate glow-up. Today, he's more than just a personality. He's a symbol of freedom, fearlessness, and pride. He continues to inspire millions with a message that's loud and clear. Be yourself, no matter what. Ricky Thompson didn't just build a brand, he built a life on truth, and the world couldn't help but watch him shine. Number 10. Daryl Stevens. Daryl Stevens has long been admired for his powerful presence on screen, especially in the groundbreaking series Noah's Ark. He brought style, sensitivity, and strength to his roles. But what most fans don't know is that behind the confident smile was a long journey of becoming. Assigned female at birth, Daryl spent his early years battling a silent storm. On the outside, he played the role the world expected. But on the inside, he felt like a stranger in his own skin. Every mirror, every photo, every moment in public felt like wearing a costume. Deep down, he knew the truth. He was male. But it would take time, bravery, and pain to fully embrace that identity. Daryl made the life-changing decision to live as himself. He began hormone therapy, taking testosterone to gradually reshape his appearance. His voice deepened, his facial features became stronger, and he finally started to feel seen. Later, he chose to undergo top surgery, removing the final barrier between him and the body he always should have had. But Daryl's journey didn't end with transformation. It ignited a new purpose. He used his acting career as a platform to reflect real, honest stories about identity, love, and acceptance. On and off the screen, he became a role model for others walking the same path. He also authored books and spoke out about the importance of visibility, reminding others that healing begins when you live without shame. Daryl Stevens didn't just transition, he transformed. And in doing so, he became a symbol of quiet strength, resilience, and what it truly means to live in your truth. Number 11. Alex Newell. Few voices in entertainment hit as hard and soar as high as Alex Newell's. From Glee to Broadway, Alex has become known for stunning vocals, commanding stage presence, and fearless individuality. But behind that bold confidence is a deeply personal story, one about rising from confusion, shedding labels, and boldly stepping into self. Assigned female at birth, Alex always felt different. While the world tried to define gender in narrow boxes, Alex refused to shrink. Even in childhood, Alex embraced bold fashion, dramatic flair, and a voice that simply could not be ignored. But it wasn't just about performance. It was about survival. Living in a body that didn't fully match who they were inside came with deep emotional weight. Over time, Alex took steps to align the outer self with the inner truth. Hormone therapy played a key role, helping shift physical features toward a more authentic presentation. Alex also chose to undergo top surgery, allowing for freedom of expression without the burden of hiding behind discomfort or dysphoria. But Alex didn't conform to expectations. Instead of choosing between male or female, Alex embraced fluidity, masculine energy, and authenticity, all while maintaining individuality and fierce pride. As a Broadway star and vocal powerhouse, Alex made history by earning a Tony Award, showing the world that living fully in your truth is the greatest form of success. More than just a performer, Alex is a voice for those who live in between, who don't fit the mold, and who deserve to be seen. Alex Newell didn't just break barriers, they never acknowledged them. Their story is proof that when you live out loud, you give others permission to do the same. Number 12. Erin Phillip. Erin Phillip is more than a model. She is a movement. With a fierce gaze, bold spirit, and unshakable confidence, Erin has broken barriers in fashion, disability representation, and gender identity. But behind the magazine covers and runway appearances is a powerful story of struggle, transformation, and self-love. Assigned female at birth, Erin's early life was already marked by challenge. Born with cerebral palsy and raised in a Caribbean-American household, she faced physical, social, and emotional obstacles from a young age. But deep inside, she knew her truth, and she refused to be boxed in by society's limited definitions. In her late teens, Erin began her journey toward living in her authentic identity. She embraced hormone therapy, using estrogen to help shape her body in a way that reflected how she truly felt inside. As her features softened and her confidence grew, she also began to explore options like facial feminization surgery, bringing her closer to the image of herself she had long held in her heart. Erin didn't just step into fashion, she stormed it. She became the first Black, physically disabled, openly gender-diverse model signed to a major modeling agency. She graced fashion campaigns, walked in shows, and used her platform to speak out for disability rights, for gender identity, and for inclusion. Today, Erin Phillips stands as a symbol of unstoppable courage. She didn't just change how the world sees beauty, she changed how people see strength. Erin's story is proof that no matter your body, your past, or your pain, you have the power to become exactly who you were meant to be.